What's up, kitten mittens? Welcome to the Bitchin Camper Kitchen. I live full-time in a camper with my husband, and tonight I'm going to be cooking stuffed jalapeños. Join me on our journey. But first, we've got to get started with our weaponry for this evening. We have our jalapeños, cream cheese, what's it called? Sausage, diced tomatoes, Parmesan cheese, a dog who is waiting for scraps. This is a cool feature in our camper. It is a pull-out cutting board, so we're going to be using that. And even more exciting, this thing, when I have the garbage can open, drops down into the garbage. And then we're going to be using a pan to cook our sausage, spatula, and one hell of a good time. So, let's do it to it, shall we? One thing I would say, I also need a thing for all of our materials. One thing I would say about camping, cooking in a camper, and one thing that I just try to do in general is to clean up as I'm going. Makes it a lot easier. I only sniffed it because I don't know how long it's been in the fridge. Not long. But anyhow, when you're cooking in a camper, it's all about maximizing space. And even though it looks like I've got a really big space, I do. I have probably what some people would have in like a condo, small apartment. I've got lots of room, but it's really important to This is my first video. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but anyhow, it's important to try to maximize space, and part of that is picking up and putting things away as you are doing them so that you don't have a huge mess, especially if you're preparing a really big meal. So I'm going to start this. And then what we're going to be doing here is just prepping our jalapenos. So I'm going to pause it here and I'll be right back. Okay, so all I'm doing here is getting rid of the seeds and making little boats. Little boats for our sausage and stuffing. But what I wanted to do is tell you, I'm fucking flinging jalapeno seeds everywhere right now. My husband, Justin, who we shall forever refer to as J Money, I don't know where it came from. No, I do know where it came from. When we first started dating, he would try to pay with pesos everywhere we went, just for shits and gigs, and people were like, okay, he's funny. A little bit weird, but he's funny. Anyhow, people always ask why we decided to live in a camper, and I would like to tell you. My husband and I were living in, right outside of Minneapolis. Okay. You shouldn't try to do this and talk at the same time, okay? We were living outside of the Twin Cities in Minnesota, and we were on a bike ride, and we were in downtown St. Paul, and I just had this little bug in my ass. I was tired of working in corporate America. Fucking sucks, okay? And I had actually been thinking about it for a little while. I took a leave of absence just for some, mental health, that sort of thing. And came up with this bright idea that we should sell our house, most of our stuff, not all of our stuff. We still have a garage with like keepsakes and things like that in it. But I told my husband, I was like, what would you think if we did that? He said, you're batshit crazy. My friends, 1 month after that, our house is on the market. 1 month after that, we had an offer in it. And 1 month after that, it was sold. And then, November of 2019, Thanksgiving Day actually, we packed up the rest of our house and went and got our camper. Never saw our camper in person, just looked at virtual tours. Not the one that we have right now. This is a different one, but decided that we would live that camper life. And when we did, I don't know what the fuck got into me, but I decided that I was gonna cook. It's not that I didn't cook when we lived in a bricks and sticks, is what it's called. But I just didn't really cook that much. And then all of a sudden, something about being in a small space that was kind of fun and exciting. And realized I was kind of good at cooking. I'm not like a chef or any of that shit, but I really like it. So, okay, what I'm gonna do, a couple things. I'm gonna put this in here, and I'm gonna put it in the microwave and just soften it up a little bit. So we're gonna use a full thing of cream cheese, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, I'm back. I totally forgot one of my favorite, I'm an insane person, I'm not gonna apologize, but one of my favorite seasonings for everything is Montreal steak seasoning. We don't judge, okay? I also don't do like measurements. We just say, measure with your soul. Looks good, right? I put this in for 45 seconds to soften the cream cheese. You could always just leave it out for a little while too, and let that be a thing. I'm just draining the diced tomato rotel. It's just the off-brand version of rotel. Okay, totally unrelated, but I just need you to see my dog Arnie. See his mom? He had a big day. Okay, he had a really big day doing nothing. Okay, so we're gonna take the diced tomatoes. We're gonna put that in here. We're gonna do just a little sprink of Parmesan. I do like to put a little bit on the top of these too, but when I say measure with whatever, that's it. And then I'm gonna give this a good mix. We're gonna put the sausage in there and whip it all up. Then we're gonna fill our little boats, and I'll take you to the next step. Be right back. Okay, I have like 2 minutes left. So what I'm gonna do is put the sausage in here. I'll spoon in to the jalapeños, and I'm gonna put everything in the air fryer. But this is my first like TikTok I've ever done. I think I've done like YouTube. Check it out. It's our like full 26-minute tour of the camper. I'll do a shorter one in case you don't feel like doing 26 minutes. But I'm gonna do all this and I'll be back. But I wanted to know what your questions were about what it's like living in a camper. This is not a 10-foot van. It's a big like condo on wheels, so it's not, you know, too far off from living in a house, but it is on wheels. So I'd love to hear what your questions are. I'm gonna plate this up, try to do this in one thing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll be right back. I took a bite of the sauce. Anyhow, I'm gonna put this in the air fryer. I'm gonna do like 15 minutes at 370. And then I'm gonna switch the trays. BRB. Because I just had to. All right, here is the finished product. Looks so good. I'm gonna plate this up. And then, here's the air fryer that I used, Chefman. While we were waiting, my little girl here tried on her fancy new life jacket. Mika. She just wants food. But, with that said, thank you for joining me on the first episode of the Bitchin Camper Kitchen. Till next time, ta-ta, salute. Have a wonderful evening, whatever. Goodbye.